7 Secret the IRS doesn't want you to know. Hi, I am Sophia West. I am a partner here at CS West and Associates PA. We handle IRS cases. So for anyone that is currently having IRS issues, we can help you solve these issues. Now, today, I would like to share the 7 secrets that the IRS doesn't want you to know. Now, if you or someone you know, this could be a relative, a friend, a partner, employees, a subcontractor, or if you have issues and they're currently facing IRS difficulties, you can find out how to get back on track with these insider secrets to help tax relief, okay? Now, I'll teach you how to leg up on back taxes and delinquent tax returns so that you can avoid severe IRS penalties and financial debilitating levies on your wages and bank accounts. So, as well as ultimately get a fresh start. We all need a fresh start. With years of records of deficits, the government is more eager than ever to get every dollar of back taxes and IRS penalties from delinquent taxpayers. So, if you find yourself owing back taxes and IRS penalties, here are the 7 little secrets that the IRS hopes you never see. Now, let's go through secret number 1. Okay? Here we go. Secret number 1. Don't pay penalties. Sounds a bit scary, right? But I'll go through it for you. So it says don't pay IRS penalties. The IRS has over 148 different types of penalties they can hit you with. And the worst part is that the IRS can also charge interest and additional penalties on the original penalty. Penalties can be as high, the percentage could be very high. So it's a high percentage of the total amount owed to the IRS. It usually makes sense to consider requesting the IRS to reduce all penalties to zero. It is not unrealistic, guys, okay? Now, IRS penalties can often be reduced to zero if you have reasonable cause. What makes up a reasonable cause, you ask? Well, in our experience in negotiation with the IRS, anything may qualify as long as it is reasonable. We've had the IRS abate penalties for medical reasons, for bad accountants, ignorance of the tax law, ex-spouses, helping to provide care for a loved one, so military call-ups, fires, floods, alcoholism, drug abuse, death, and even relying on IRS advice. So, you may be pleasantly surprised. You have nothing to lose, and the savings can be huge. Now, let's look at secret number 2. Let's go through it. Now, what it is? It is file all legally required tax returns on time. This is a big one. This is big. Many people don't realize that the IRS charges a penalty up to 25% just for filing your tax return late. That's right. You will get hit with an additional 25% of what you owe if you miss the deadline for filing individual tax returns. It's even worse for payroll tax returns. So right now, it's up to 25%. What most people don't know is that you can file any tax return on time and avoid the 25% penalty even if you don't send in the money that is owed on the return. We see so many people who could have saved thousands of dollars on penalties if they just knew this one thing. So, in the future, no matter what is going on in your life, file all tax return on time, even if you don't send in the money owed with the return. Yes, of course, you'll get an ugly letter from the IRS for not sending in the money owed, but so what? You will have to avoid, or you've avoided that 25% penalty, right? Make sense? Make sure you file everything on time. It doesn't matter if you owe or not. Key takeaway here is file on time. Now, let's look at secret number 3. And what is that? Secret number 3 is you don't have to live in fear of the IRS. A lot of people live in fear. They get a letter and they freak out. Now, knowing your taxpayer rights give you leverage when resolving your IRS problems. So instead of feeling powerless when you're up against potentially crushing back taxes and IRS penalty, knowing your rights as a taxpayer or having a qualified and experienced CPA or an enrolled agent or even a tax attorney that is also a certified tax resolution specialist on your side is the best way to understand all your options available to you for permanently solving your tax troubles. Now, we know that IRS tax problem can cause an immense amount of fear and anxiety. We take that fear away by knowing the Internal Revenue Service inside and out. Our mission and passion is to provide tax help to those who feel helpless against the IRS. Our role is to negotiate the lowest, and I will repeat, the lowest possible IRS payment amount allowed by law. Our average client has 4 to 11 years of unfiled tax returns. I know, that's a lot. It's daunting, but it's fixable. So keep that in mind. Your situation is not too hard. We believe there's a solution to every problem. We have saved thousands of people from financial crisis and helped them turn their lives around. And I know that's what you are looking for, so that they can sleep at night and plan for a home and retirement for themselves and a future for their kids. If you have IRS problems, you owe it to yourself and your loved ones to get the help today. Don't delay. So that was secret number 3. Now let's look at secret number 4. Secret number 4 says you don't have to talk to the IRS auditor. A lot of people don't know this. This is another big one. As a matter of fact, going and talking to the auditor yourself is the absolutely worst thing you can do. So if you don't take anything away from this, remember, don't go in there yourself. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights allow you to be represented by a qualified practitioner who can answer questions for you and provide documentation to the IRS. So many taxpayer attempts to handle their own audits or hire the person who prepared the tax return to handle it for them. Big, big, big mistake. The reason is usually, I'm saying the reason this usually doesn't work out is because most tax return preparers do not handle IRS audits on a daily basis. C.S. West and Associates PA does. So the IRS can easily intimidate them, which usually results in an unfavorable outcome. You don't want that for yourself, okay? So you don't have to talk to the IRS auditors by yourself. And I advise you not to do this. So take secret number 4 with you everywhere and keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Now let's look at secret number 5. You can beat the odds when facing an IRS audit. Now, let's talk about this. When it comes to tax audits, the IRS wins 80% of the time when you are not represented by a qualified practitioner. That is huge. Taxpayers are deemed guilty till proven innocent, which means the IRS can start an audit by disallowing every deduction you made on a return until each one is proven to be legitimate. If a taxing authority has decided to audit you, it's important that you don't let yourself be pushed around by the IRS. Additionally, if you don't file your taxes, the IRS may file them for you. You do not want this. This is a bad thing as the IRS files a return in theirs, not yours, best interest. So keep that in mind. It's for their best interest. They want that moolah. Now, having representation for audits vastly improve your chances for successful tax resolution. As the proverb states, he who is his own lawyer has a fool for a client. Treat an IRS audit as seriously as you would a murder trial. Sounds extreme? Trust me, it's not. Would you go to court without a lawyer? Seriously, think about it. That wouldn't. I hope you wouldn't. Then why would you go to the IRS without competent representation? You think you know the law, but things are so complex and it changes constantly. You need someone, a professional, a qualified professional, qualified practitioner to help you resolve your IRS matter. It's serious business. So I would, it makes sense to get someone that understands the ins and out of this. Now, let's look at secret number 6. We're almost there. IRS audits can be resolved swiftly. I know sometimes you may have been getting letters for years, but guess what? Once you retain us, this your stuff can be resolved swiftly. The best way to end an IRS audit with a great outcome is to end it at its first meeting. Whenever our firm represents clients in IRS audits, we actually perform a trial audit in our office before we ever meet with the IRS. So you at least get an idea of what it would be like. And remember, you won't have to be there, but we give you an idea what is going to happen, right? This allows us to know which areas need more documentations or answers. So when we meet with the IRS without our clients, as I stated, you won't be there. We can quickly answer the auditor's question, provide documents, and get to the bottom line. We always meet the IRS at their office or at ours, but never at your home or your office or your location. So, relief there. And if you receive an IRS audit letter in the mail asking you to come in or to call in for an appointment, keep in mind, number 4, you don't have to talk to the IRS auditor. That's what we are here for. So what's the key takeaway? Get representation, right? All right, now let's look at number 7. This is a cool one. The IRS does cut deals. So it says the IRS cuts deal. Yes, they do. The IRS does make deals on taxes owing, including all penalties and interest. The requirements are rigid, but if you qualify, the results are incredible. To qualify for a deal with the IRS, I would suggest that you owe the IRS at least $15,000 and have very little in the way of equity and assets, right? Now, also, you must be using your monthly income to pay your necessary living expenses and not much or only a very small amount left over to pay old taxes. And I don't want this to get over your head, but I'm just generalizing here for you. Now, if you meet these requirements when you owe it, then you owe it to yourself to explore the possibilities of getting a reduction of up to 85%, including penalties and interest on the original amount owed if you qualify. So the IRS cuts deals to get you back in the system as a current taxpayer. So they're bad, but they're not so bad. And to collect a few bucks on the old tax owing. So sometimes it could be zero, but sometimes, well, what we've seen, we've significantly reduced the amount for you or help to negotiate that amount for you. The fine print in these deals requires you file your tax return and pay on time for the next 5 years. This is a big, big takeaway. We can help you, represent you, anything that you require us to do. But one key takeaway is once you cut a deal with the IRS, you got to keep in mind that for the next 5 years, you have to file your taxes on time. Because if you don't, then the IRS revokes the deal and bills you for the original amount. So guess what? All that time, all that money is wasted. So keep in mind, you need to file your taxes on time. Okay? Makes sense? I hope this was not a lot of information. I hope you were at least you absorb some. You also have this video you can watch, you can repeat, you can rewind it and listen to it again, take some notes because it's very important. And these are things that the general public don't know. Okay? Now, what have you got to lose? The IRS problems don't go away on their own. I'm telling you that now. You won't just wake up one morning, problem disappears. That won't happen. Begin the process today, right? So begin the process today of solving your IRS state problems, because sometimes people have problems, but do it once and for all. You owe it to yourself and your loved one. You need that peace of mind. Get a free tax relief consultation and let us permanently solve your tax problem. You can call us at any time at 813-344-1784, or you can visit our website at www.cswestcpas.com for a free consultation to discuss your options in confidence. Make you understand I said in confidence. No one else will know what's going on, but you will speak to us in confidence. The minute you retain CSWS and Associates, we will take over all communication with the IRS, so you no longer have to speak with them. Woohoo! That is a big relief. We will file any delinquent tax returns to bring you to full IRS compliance. And then we will defend you as a taxpayer to permanently resolve your back IRS tax problems. You have nothing to lose except those sleepless nights, because I can imagine what you think of when you see that when you see that letter in the mail. I mean, I can imagine your heart probably drop and thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? My life is over. No, it's not. This is a little bit our company. We offer transparency to our clients, helping them understand the process for resolving tax debt so they can have realistic expectations for solving their specific tax problem. So, what is our role? Our role is to negotiate, right, the lowest possible IRS payment amount allowed by law. And we will not allow a client to retain our firm services unless the taxpayer is a legitimate candidate for tax relief. So if you're not a candidate, we won't retain you. Because the IRS has very strict guidelines governing eligibility, we let our clients know upfront what tax relief options are viable for resolving your specific IRS problem. So this is ethical process and an honest approach that we take to solving your tax problems. And it has helped our team to achieve 100% client satisfaction rate. Now, we want to help. We've been helping clients. We want to help you save money. We want to help you get your life back. We want to help you to get that peace of mind back because you deserve it. I just wanted to take the time out. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget, contact us today to schedule your free confidential appointment at 813-344-1784. Again, I am Sophia West from CS West and Associates PA. I am looking forward to hearing from you. You can look up our firm on Facebook. You can look for CS West CPAS on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram. You can look for CS West and Associates PA. You can go to our website. There are many options to connect with us. We constantly send out free reports, free guides for you to help you with this process. We educate you on the process, and you will not be in the dark. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you and to educate you and to help you not get into this position again. So again, thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Again, thanks.